is YouTube. Yo, what up, guys?
Yeah,
Welcome to
there we
ThinkOf
go.
Artist. We're starting up again because I had to fix some audio stuff. Welcome, Russell StewArt.
Thank
Um,
you.
by the
Yeah.
way, how do you? This is not really like it's part of the podcast. Why not? How did you find about like? How did you come up with your own name?
Yeah, it's just based off that my name's Russell Stewart, and I think I just happened, a lot of the like creative or connections we make as artists is sometimes it feels lucky, or puns and things. And you know how you get excited about like nailing a pun. It's like, oh man, that felt great, especially dad jokes and things. But yeah, it just I happen to notice the first time ever when creating the username and being intentional about it, it was like, oh, art's in my name. I'll just push that, just capital ART at the end. So,
Okay, okay.
but yeah, I had to. I guess the debate is whether you should have an underscore in your name or not. I'm not sure I had an option at the time. I think I actually tried to do the full Russell Stewart altogether, but had to go with the underscore. Someone took it. So
Mm. I hate when that happens because I'm not a big fan of the like, using the underscore. I used to have that.
yeah,
I used to be Jonnyboig underscore JG. You know what I mean? I
maybe.
hate I like for me personally, I just don't like that because it's not I guess what people say like, oh, it's not like super great job, but sometimes you can't avoid it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you
Right.
can't avoid it. Like
No, yeah.
it is what it is. Like it gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. You know, like and hopefully and you know what's funny though? Did you check the person that has it?
I didn't. No, 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 no. I've come to terms with it, I guess, just kind of like just a bad a bad mole or something. I've gotten used to it. So, but yeah, I haven't checked it. I've it's kind of become me, I feel. So, maybe I'll look into it just out of curiosity. But
Yeah,
yeah, I never looked into it. So,
because like the reason I'm asking is because I checked mine. There was nobody using it. Why does that always happen? Like
no,
I
yeah.
heard stories of they always check their actual name and what they want and what they usually want. The person's not using it at all. It's like it's just a
Yeah.
blank
Oh yeah.
profile.
Yeah, that's how it goes, right? Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
It's some catfish account. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like, are you kidding me? Like I would have been Johnny Boy on Instagram. Somebody has it, but they're not even
Right.
using it.
No, right, right. Not
Oh,
using it to its full potential like you would.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, oh, come
Yeah.
on, man. And then I got
Right.
sniped on my website when I want to reinstate it. Johnny Boy. It used to be Johnny Boy. I forgot to reinstate it for like one day, and
And
then
someone took it.
somebody took it, just bought it,
Wow.
and what they try to do, they try to resell it to me for more money. I guess
Wow.
that's the thing on like capturing websites. I don't know. So
Yeah.
I was like, screw you, bro. I'll just get Johnny Boy G. Like that's what I just did.
Interesting. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I had even more difficulty on the other platforms like Twitter and stuff. It's like Russell Stewart with a 4, like I guess that looks like an A.
uh,
And underscore Stewart underscore art. So it's terrible on the other socials, but that's what I get for having 2 first names for my name. So
yeah, you know what I just forgot to do, which is my bad. I forgot to mute the alerts. But thank you for the follow, Mimi Eggs. Uh,
yeah, Mimi, that's a good friend.
yeah, I do appreciate it. I just forgot. I usually like I forgot to mute the if they're like alerts and all. Uh, that real quick too. But so while I just do that, I can do that behind the scenes. Since I'm only one person, so please bear with me, guys. Please bear with me. I'm only one person. I don't got a team. All right, it's just me.
Full protection, H3 thing going. Right.
Yeah, so there you go. So it's just me, guys. All right, this is the
Yeah.
best. I should like thought about this, but I'm Johnny. It
I
happens.
love the format though. Like yeah, that looks great. The blue, the orange,
Yeah,
and
I was kind of going like an inspiration of Sonic. Uh,
oh yeah, I can see
and,
that.
And
I
it's
like
Sonic's
that.
birthday today.
I'm
Woo!
hearing. I guess that's why I'm seeing so much Sonic love. It's kind of funny. Twitter's like, oh, um, it's just
Yeah,
yeah, oh, it's this anniversary, that anniversary. Someone keeps up with that stuff, and then it just spreads through the internet. So
yeah. So it's like, all right, cool. Like, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Sonic, and I don't mean who
yeah,
isn't, to be honest. Like,
yeah. I enjoyed the new movie. Kiddos and I really enjoyed it. It was our first movie we went to. My son and I theater experience that he had. So we're definitely looking forward to the next one with the introduction of Knuckles, I guess, and from
and
what I've seen,
Tails
and
and all that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Tails, yeah, yeah.
All
I'm a
right.
Knuckles fan. I've always been into the red characters, the who have a bit of an attitude, like Knuckles and Raphael and things like that.
I was gonna say very something inappropriate, but I was
Oh,
no,
sure.
no. I was gonna say like, oh, so you're like a communist?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah. I like that. I like that mindset. I like that mindset.
no,
It's
no,
like
no. So
the weird quotes that I don't know if you watch Star Wars, like Anakin Skywalker. You see a bunch of memes lately with Anakin Skywalker, but of course he said just the wildest things, about like with fascism and Padme's like, oh, okay, I'll look beyond that. Cool, all right, but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. All right, all right, all right. So we got a little bit sidetracked. I mean,
all right, sorry.
no. It's my fault. I'm the host. I'm supposed to get. I'm supposed to get things going, but I think it's just fun. Like,
Absolutely,
you know what I mean? Like,
mustache.
all right, all right. Well, all right. Before we start this, one more last question: who has a better mustache?
Oh man.
Look, I even got this in the bottom. Yeah, I haven't shaved. I haven't cleaned up yet. But come
Well,
on.
I can't do the hair. I can't go that long. I just can't. I can't even do a beard. I can't do any of that stuff.
All right, what if
It
I
just
shave
doesn't
it?
work. Doesn't want to.
All right, fine, Mimi. You have the best beard. Um. All right. So we're gonna start this. It's pretty much gonna be asking you some basic questions. And then we're gonna ask some optional questions if you want to answer them. All right. I will not make you answer questions. Yes, you will. I feel fully comfortable. Trust me, I'm not
Cool.
making.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I don't want to just like throw out answers for the sake of giving an answer too. Want to make sure it's something I could. I've kind of experienced this recently, like with I have the tendency to just blurt out an answer just because instead of and maybe I may need to spend a little thought on it.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So I was just fixing some stuff behind the scenes. Nobody was noticing. I was stalling, guys. It's called stalling.
No, another communist joke. I see.
I'm sorry. All right, we're gonna go back. We're gonna start with the first. We're gonna go with the first question, which is a basic question. How do you start making art, and why do you make art?
I've definitely been doodling, drawing, illustrating since as long as I can remember. I took I took a I through high school, I'd drawn during classes and things like that. All the time. Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing was a big thing in our group. I was a lot more into anime through, middle school to high school. So drawing a bunch of that stuff and teachers hated it. Um, they're always kind of like anime is not art and things like that. And I see what they're saying now. It's not true in like at all. But as somebody who's like learning art and developing art, or wanting to get better, it may not be the best place to start, with anime. You probably want to learn the fundamentals, the values, and things like that. Somebody looking at anime may see like, oh, that's just a cartoon. That's easy, but there's definitely an understanding from these artists of value, shape, color, form, all that stuff. It's a lot more than that. So I get what the teachers were saying, but they didn't really say it correctly to a young mind at the time. Um, and I actually, getting out of high school, I was kind of burnt out of art, or I didn't know what I wanted to do. It was kind of hobby level at that time. I said all through high school I wanted to be an artist, growing up. But I think a lot of times I used it to be lazy as an excuse for being lazy and not doing my math homework or English. It's like I'm an artist. Why do I need to do math? Why do I need to do English? Um, but so getting into college, I dabbled in some other things like history and criminal justice, things like that. Circled back around a few years later, going into the art department and getting into that, and never really graduated college, but I learned a lot through the art department.
For shame.
Yeah,
Kidding.
yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm
No,
kidding.
no, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I met my wife, in college, and that kind of adjusted my goals and want to be sure I could provide for a future family and things. So I had a job offer, focused on the job for 5 years, never really getting into art. After 5 years, I discovered, well, I had my son and was really inspired, just by the young mind who's like creative and interested in everything, and playful. And after giving so much to work, just realizing I need to. There's something about retaining that childlike sense of wonder, and being playful. It's not all about work in life. So I got back into art. I was very inspired by him. I do a bunch of portraits of him. He's kind of, a muse is usually like a lady in things, they say, but I would say my son is my muse. And in a lot of ways, I use him whenever I try a new medium. I'm interested and captivated by him. So
Hmm.
when you try a new medium, so it can be frustrating experimenting.
Yeah.
Um, but if you're doing something you're interested in, you'll push through it. Um, and yeah, and then been doing Twitch for about 3 years and really enjoyed the community and feel it always has like a studio like feel where you're checking out other artists and I can see what you're doing, as the content creator. I can see what viewers are doing in the Discord and um I love it. I think community is super important as an artist. So um so yeah.
Yeah. So college was good for one thing. Met your wife.
College was
But
good. Yeah. I was
um,
a very lazy student in high school, but it definitely helped with my work ethic. I was able to push
uh,
myself and see what I could do. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I would do want to ask, like, so you went to college? You didn't went to college for art at all? Like, no art classes, like, or anything kind of degree for that at all? Like, that was never an option.
Yeah, so it was a college for a variety of things. They excelled in business, this particular college, but they had an art department, art degree program, and things. And I was
Hmm.
working towards a Bachelor of Arts, and probably spent about 2 years through the art program. It was more fine artsy. It wasn't very
Mm.
technical based.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Um, so I was exposed to many mediums. That's where I was exposed to painting and got into
Right.
oil
Right.
painting. They didn't really teach you how to oil paint, but it's like here's the supplies and hey, make something of this theme or of that subject. And so but as you know, just having that time spent doing art is very important. So, even if I wasn't like taught anything, the time spent doing it was extremely valuable. And also doing art without being judged, like, hey, it's for school. I'm doing art, I'm drawing doodles for school. So just having that time was good.
Okay, so that actually kind of goes to like kind of like the question, because I do ask this question for artists who have gone to college, especially like that some art classes. And I heard some mixed stuff with them. Do you think the art section, and especially in some colleges, are lazy, or they're actually good of teaching?
Yeah. There's so I think there's different types from what my understanding is there's usually different types of school.
Mm-hmm.
There's the very technical base where you stand, you look at you're drawing figures, you're painting figures, very technical. Like you're doing very monotonous, very what may be considered boring stuff,
Mm-hmm.
still lifes and things like that. Things with no narrative, no um, not intended to persuade or anything like that, any message.
Like no
So there's those
direction.
type of schools, those academies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, and then there's, where I went to was definitely more fine arts, could be abstract, anything is art kind of thing, which, I agree,
Mm.
kind of to extent, but
Oh,
it
I'm
was
glad you said
definitely,
that.
yeah, I, um, like. it was very easy to BS my way through that, even though it required you couldn't. It's not like BS an essay. You could do an essay in like 2 hours and BS it. With art, you have to show a product. You have to actually spend the time. But I could, if it didn't meet my standard, professor standard, things like that, there was still the opportunity during critique to persuade the audience, persuade the professor, you know, um, some kind of have a sales pitch for your own art. So um, in that setting, I was able to do that. That you couldn't do that so much in academy. It's even though there's some opinions and things like that. I mean, perspective, like if the arm is supposed to be longer, then it's supposed to be longer. Um, so yeah.
Well,
So
yeah. Okay, okay. Go ahead.
so I don't know. I'm sorry. What was the question again? If it was like those things are kind
Like,
of valuable?
yeah. Like, do you think like artists need college to become an artist? You
No.
know what I mean? Like, was it good for you? Do you think they're lazy? Because I heard
Yeah.
like both sides of the coin. Like, oh, it's an easy A. They really told me just to do this, move on, kind of
Right.
thing. That's what I'm
Yeah.
just trying to like. Be like, is it worth it? Do you think like
hmm
this is all about like your opinion, pretty much? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know that it was like it definitely wasn't easy A. Like those times were definitely I've never stayed awake for as long as I did. I definitely did 2 or 3 days, multiple times in a row, and to work on art and get stuff done. And my wife will tell you, my sign for when I needed to sleep was when I started hearing like Mario coins when I was like clicking in the library, like clicking on
Mm.
things like ding 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 ding. I'm like, okay, time to sleep. But I don't think it was easy, but the time was very valuable.
Yeah.
If you have the funds and things like that, my folks were in the military, so I had some support. I didn't have to worry about funds in that
Mm.
way for college. So a very different situation than most folks, um, that have the debt that comes afterwards. But I don't think it's necessary. I wouldn't say so. Like with the debt and all that stuff, if you can, I think community is very important with Twitch. I've learned so much from Twitch. I think there's many, especially now, alternatives online. Like you got schoolism, you got the other stuff that yes, you pay for, but have a plethora of a variety of materials and professionals that are teaching the same thing through a video course. And hey, you can upgrade too, and they'll critique your stuff. So there's a lot of options. And no, I don't necessarily think it's needed, but what's needed is you definitely want to be driven, disciplined, and intentional when taking those online classes because that could be very. We have so many distractions. Um,
Yeah.
I think that could be difficult at this time too. Taking it from a computer and where Twitter is right there. You got Jonnyboig over here. There's so many distractions. You want to watch them. So,
Right.
maybe difficult to do your art stuff with all that. So,
Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's like too many distractions, so you need to have like a focus base and yeah, like I
yeah,
said, discipline
absolutely.
to pay attention to actually do the work and
Yeah,
not fast
yeah.
everything.
Which I
Manny
don't think I
Ramirez
was
said hi,
there at the time.
by the way. Oh, sorry. What you said?
No, I think I would say I don't think I was driven at the time.
Oh,
I
okay.
think I needed something like structure for school. For me personally, with where I was at art, you know, I was kind of doing art by default at that time because I was like, I'm good at that.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
I'll do
Okay,
that.
okay. Well, I'm actually happy that you said that you consider everything art because I like to put some of the artists somewhat on the spot. Nothing too
Yeah.
crazy. How do you feel about this? We're gonna switch to the other scene right real quick. Right? It didn't change. Much for that. We appreciate that, OBS. Like, thank you so much. Um, and what it is this artist made a sculpture of nothing, of literally nothing, and he considered and he said that it is art because he put like a something meaningful to a quote. I forgot what it was, but I have the article right
Yeah.
here. I had to change the overlay because OBS. Come on, bruh. Um, and he sold it for 1200 £12,900. I guess that's how you say. And there you go. I changed. And so pretty much, yeah. So he pretty much made it an invisible sculpture, 5x5. He said to activate the power of imagination, stuff like that. And he made it like seem like it's meaningful and like this. I'm not gonna give my opinion. It's not about
Sounds
me.
like me in college. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna give my opinion too much about this because like it's not about me. And
No.
so you see this as an artist. This guy didn't do anything at all. Just
Mm.
pretty much he just made it like a meaningful thing, like quotation about like imagination stuff like that. Uh, how do you feel about this as an artist?
So it's nothing. I don't know if I can. So it actually is nothing. Is that what
Nope.
I saw from the screenshot? Is that
Yep. Here's the video. It's just 5x5 and
it's like
nothing. It's just
imaginary friend kind of
yeah.
thing? Is that
Yep. Yeah. Right here. The
like here's
sculpture.
here's a sculpture right here. Like we're looking at it. I have it. I was
Yeah.
the one who bought it. You didn't know this, but I was the one who bought it.
You get
No.
you get a certificate on authenticity.
Oh,
Well,
gotcha,
the
gotcha.
person who bought it. So, like the bottom says, the
Ah,
sculpture installed front here above the white square space is lifted. Buddha in contemplation. You don't see it, but it exists. It is made of air and spirit. So that's him trying to make it seem like a meaningful thing. So, like you
yeah.
did say, everything is art.
I think I said it. I have to. I'm gonna watch the VOD. Okay,
We're
I'm gonna
quoting
double
them.
check.
No, but it's not a
But
bad thing. Like, it's not a bad thing. I'm
I
just like curious about your opinion
yeah
about something like this. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because this has been
Well,
pushed a long time.
I have to. I don't recall the context of what I said. That it may have been kind of
Hmm.
jumping by two different perspectives with the academy and the but
Right.
in the fine arts or whatever. But so it's definitely based on the person,
Right. 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 Yeah.
like especially with like I would say no on that. I don't care to purchase that. Like I don't feel
Oh.
anything from that.
Right.
I think more what's art is the act of someone purchasing it with the paper. I think
Okay.
that's funny. And so I get a response from the act of someone actually buying that, rather than, the person saying that this is art. Um,
Okay.
but
I mean,
so but no, it's the NFTs and things like that.
we do have a question for that for later on if you want to get more into
Yeah,
that.
and
All right.
I'm not super knowledgeable of that, but it almost feels like the same thing to me in a way. Like I wouldn't purchase an NFT kind of thing, but because it feels kind of like it almost feels the same in a way to me. That doesn't speak to me. I don't. Uh, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that's art to me.
All
Um,
right. All right. Well,
Personally, I don't find value in that other
okay.
than that made me laugh. That
Yeah.
someone had
Yeah.
purchased
I mean, I didn't mean to
it.
put you on. I didn't mean to put you on the spot or anything like that.
No, that's fantastic. I love that. Yeah, no, that's
It's
great.
because like it's because like I hear that like a lot of artists say like, oh, anything is art, anything is art, and I'm like, do you mean that literally, or do you mean like when somebody actually creates something? You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
always just curious of seeing the other person's like opinion about it, and like, do you mean like that? Because like it's always good to have kind of like I guess somewhat of context.
Yeah.
Because I think it's good to hear the other side because like I may have an artist that say, yeah, that is art because he made this, he did that, and I will love to hear their opinion about it. You know, 'cause it's all about hearing both sides. You know.
Yeah. It would be super fun. Excuse me. It would be super fun to just have like a list of different things like that of like,
Yeah.
hey, is this art? Is this art? Is this art? I think that would
Yeah.
be super, super fun 5 hours.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah.
but
I mean, if you want to do that episode in the future, I'm totally down. We can
yeah,
find a bunch of
so
different
down.
art.
So
I'll
down for
call
that.
you
Yeah.
up. We'll look at all the artworks and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially like artwork that sold for a lot of money that didn't seem like it's worth. Like the one black
Yeah.
square, nothing is
Mhm.
like you seen that or like the toilet, like just put the name on it or the Instagram photo. Okay, I got so many already in my head going. um,
Sure.
but yeah, we could do that in future. Um, Someone in the chat is calling you out. And I
Yeah, I see
quote,
them.
and I quote, "Stop lying, Russell. You bought a sculpture of nothing from me."
That's what I had.
Oh.
I thought, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
No. All right,
man.
all right. We're gonna go to the next
This is
question.
live. Come on, Manny.
We are gonna ask the NFT questions later on, so if you want to get more into that, and we could talk about that more.
Cool.
But we're
Oh
gonna
yeah.
go to right to the next question. What art do you most identify with? Like, what is your biggest inspirations? Like how you pursue your themes in your art, pretty much.
Yeah. Um,
I
I
guess
definitely
like one of
enjoy.
those. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, what I do enjoy like a more like narrative type thing going. I do like a bit of a story, so I really enjoy Drew Struzan is I enjoy his works. He did posters for uh major things we know from like the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, the Indiana Jones posters he did. Um, Back to the Future, where Marty's checking his watch and Doc behind him, and the DeLorean stuff. Those were all hand painted. I didn't know this for the longest time till relatively recently. That those were, and it makes sense now. Of course, there wasn't like digital stuff in the 70s and stuff. But and he was inspired as much as I am. Norman Rockwell. I really enjoy Rockwell's stuff and
Mm,
narrative, nostalgia, feel good vibes, or eh, mostly feel good, kind of more nostalgia hitting um, a nostalgia type feel. But I enjoy a little bit of a story to my work, or um, nostalgia like vibes is what I kind of lean towards. I enjoy fan art, portraits. Um, you know, what we got? The Rocketeer there, old school. I enjoy that stuff. So definitely inspired by the composition and works of those two, Norman Rockwell and Drew Struzan.
yeah, okay. What is like the biggest thing you got from that artist? Like, what was like the thing that kind of like stuck with you, and you actually apply so much to your, if you do?
Yeah, well, Struzan in particular, he has a video. It's really great. It's kind of surprising. It always surprises me that artists, like especially professional big time artists, are so transparent with their process. Whether it be through they write a book about it or make an instructional video. They may have a price tag behind it, but for the most part, they're pretty transparent about what they do, and are happy to share. It's not like a secret recipe or anything like that. So a video I really enjoy is the creation of the Hellboy poster done by Drew Struzan. It's a DVD. I can't recommend it enough for any traditional artist. Um, and I've probably watched it like probably 6, 7 times now. Um, but he really breaks down his process with the illustration board, gessoing it, and then airbrushing it, and then doing color pencil. And I've been really intentional at the beginning of this year, um, practicing that process, mimicking that method, and trying to get that aesthetic. And because I really enjoy poster art. I really enjoy the nostalgia feel that could get with the glowy vibe with airbrush. Um, yeah, so definitely Struzan. I've picked up. I know his most of his technique thanks to the video that he made. Um, and Rockwell is just uh, I I appreciate I think a little bit more confidence in the narrative subject matter. Did I get disconnected?
No, no, you're fine. I'm sharing my
Okay,
screen
cool.
with you.
Just cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen with you. That's why.
Oh,
Uh,
beautiful.
yeah, yeah. So you so like, cause I'm looking at the artist like Susan right
Yes.
now.
Mhm.
And I was just like going through the pictures while you're talking. So I just wanted to share my
Yeah.
screen with you so you know what I'm looking at. So go
Yeah,
ahead, go.
no, no, yeah, yeah. So he's done the Star Wars, the Harry Potter. Yeah, you can see just all the big ones, the ones we know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
um, but yeah, Rockwell, he always did narrative like pieces for I believe maybe the Gazette, could be speaking incorrectly, but just magazines, um, um,
Good, good.
and things like that, nostalgia, feel good stuff, and but his struggle was he kind of wanted to be in the fine arts field, or at least um, respected like a fine artist was probably at the time. So he kind of struggled with that, but fine art field. And I think he started to dabble with the fine art stuff or express
Oh,
his appreciation for it.
hold up. Something's going on. Maybe because I'm sharing my screen. I think it's
Okay.
it was like you're like stuttering right now. I think you're frozen.
Can you hear me still though? Or no?
uh,
In
let's
and
see.
out?
Yeah. Don't worry, don't worry. I think we're good now. I think we're good.
Cool.
Okay,
Cool,
go
cool.
ahead. Yeah, it was like sounding like a robot right now. So I was like, I think maybe because I'm sharing my screen or it's Discord. I don't know.
Maybe.
So,
Maybe.
just watch my stream, I guess, if you have it on another screen and see what I'm looking
Cool.
at. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
I do.
know,
I
just in
do. I
case,
do have
just
you
in
up.
case, just in case.
Cool.
But yeah, I do have Norman Rockwell. I believe I got the right artist on the screen right
Yes.
now. So, all right,
Yes.
go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just I enjoy his narrative stuff and his success with the narrative items. Definitely different times, of course, but he struggled with wanting to be a fine art, respected as a fine artist. So and I think eventually he certainly was, um, but yeah, that's what I really enjoyed between those two. I don't really look to too many artists. I feel um, a lot. There's like a whole list of artists that some people have, but um, yeah, I don't. I'm not very broad in that way usually. Banksy, maybe I'm slightly influenced by Banksy's subject matter.
Mm.
Um, when I first got into art, I did similar Banksy vibes, cynical, sarcastic, whatever you want to take from his pieces. I had that kind of subject matter when I first got back into art about 4 years ago. But yeah,
Okay. Yeah. So I'm actually looking at your Instagram right now. And we can see like the inspirations of these two artists you just talked about. Especially your latest work. Because you say you're doing it with the airbrush now, and then with color
yeah,
pencil, mixed media, stuff like that. Like your recent art piece that you did was of Star Wars and Darth Vader. You showcased
yeah,
what you did 3 years ago to what you did now. So you always experimenting with different kind of art mediums in your art, always trying to like do something new with it. And I can tell like like the inspirations of those two artists, and kind of like you're making it your own kind of thing.
yeah,
um so was this piece was a piece that kind of like was a new step forward for your art? Was like a piece that kind of like taught you that, like, okay, I could do this, I could do this new thing. It was stressful maybe in the beginning, and but like getting used to it, like learning from it.
yeah. It's been so. The first thing I did when I kind of like picked up this process, this technique, is like, okay, I really enjoy it. I really want to do commissions based around this technique now. I did a bunch of acrylic paintings. Now I kind of want to kind of push a client base around this technique now. So I definitely did. I did portrait of my grandma. I did portrait sister of my mom. I did the dog portrait, the pet portrait. I gotta check all those boxes for different clients commissions. Star Wars was the fan art type thing. Star Wars was a little intimidating because Struzen, that was his bread and butter, or he's known for his Star Wars poster stuff. So it's like now I'm really gonna see the difference between um, my output versus his, um, which still huge difference. I have a lot to learn, but with each of these different pieces, from with my grandma to my mother and sister, and to the Star Wars piece, they all had different elements that Struzen really excelled in. He really played with the if you're able to like zoom in on like a Indiana Jones poster, I would say like Temple of Doom, you could really see the canvas. Um, like he would build up the gesso on the illustration board, the like line work, built up paint on his stuff.
Oh, hold
So I
on,
play
hold
with
on.
that with.
Hold on, hold on. Looks like it's
Oh,
getting a little bit robotic, a little bit right now. Don't worry.
all right. Okay.
Yeah, it'll fix it. It looks like it was just gonna do that a little bit. Can you say your connection's a little bit weak or weird around this time?
Yeah, it has been a
Sometimes.
little funky lately. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. YouTube magic. I'll edit
Yeah, don't
it.
hesitate to let me know. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only reason I'm stopping him, guys. I'm not trying to be rude or cut the conversation. Is because connections like up and down right now, which is fine. YouTube magic. I'll edit it. It's all good. And yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just sharing the pieces that you make right now and all the airbrush and color pencil and acrylic art you've been making and yeah, take it from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, with Struzen stuff, with these pieces, I got to try different elements of what Struzen excelled in. So, um, so yeah, so with like I kind of chipped away at just different things that made him unique. And so with the piece with my grandmother, the piece with my mother and my sister, and the Luke Skywalker piece, those were all trying out little bits of different things, just little baby steps. Trying like okay, that kind of worked. Is this what made Struzen special, and trying that on this piece that worked. Cool. Okay, let's try another Struzen-esque type thing, and on this piece. I was like, okay, cool. That's how he did that. So just slowly, I'm not, you know, I haven't gotten to the point where I kind of like combine all the elements yet. There's still a few things I'd like to learn with a few other pieces. But like the lightsaber, the Luke one, that was stuff that I wanted to learn how to get that glow that Struzen really really was able to do with his flat surfaces, 2D planes. Um, so yeah,
Do you want to like in the future want to do a poster for a movie like this? Like it
yeah,
doesn't maybe Star Wars, but I mean that would be big, right? But like a movie like in this kind of way where you make a poster of like kind of his style, but like you make it your own.
yeah, and there's actually people who actually definitely mimic, copy, whatever. I feel like copy has a bad stigma to it, but
Reference?
yeah, definitely pay homage in some way to his style. Even through digital, people have figured
Yeah.
out there's like the Stranger Things Kyle Lambert who studied Struzen stuff. He makes digitally the Stranger Things poster. If you look on Netflix, that's his work. It looks very Struzen because it's kind of like an 80s vibe. They intentionally did that, and that's Struzen's time period. Um, and also Paul Shipper, I believe. He's done the latest Star Wars posters, which are very Struzen composition. You see, or Infinity War, like the Avengers, you see them all collaged on a poster and stuff. All the different characters. That's very Struzen composition.
Oh,
That was very
hey,
heavily inspired by Struzen. So, I really, I'm kind of back and forth on this, but I really feel like streamers are like the movie stars of the future, and I've dabbled a little bit into it. You'll see some on my Instagram of streamers I've done Struzen like style, but I would love to do like a poster for like different streamers and things like that of that type of style, like little fun style. But really most people for posters and things, they just go to the digital artists. They can really, they're very good at a lot of artists are very good at making that style, making it look traditional, getting the same textury look. And so that's kind of course the weird thing, traditional versus digital. It's it could certainly be done faster. It can be adjusted, if the studio wants an adjustment, you can easily adjust character or whatever. So,
God of
but
War.
yeah, I'm really, I would love to. I feel like the market defaults to the digital, which is definitely understandable.
Yeah, but I think like something is special about the traditional, because
For sure.
man, I guess I'm biased, but even with the little mistakes, I think that's what makes it more special.
Hmm.
Uh, because you could also just do like you say, you could get the same effect with traditional and digital nowadays, right? So I mean, in my mind, I could just take like do the traditional, make that into an actual piece. So you could sell it off, auction it
Mhm,
off, charity, whatever, and then you could
mhm,
just scan it, whatever, and then fix the little mistakes on digital, and boom, like you're then
mhm.
you can make the print of that. That's just my mind,
Sure.
where my mind goes to. But yeah, I actually never fully thought about like the first him doing that, the collage type of way in Star Wars, and
Mhm.
everybody started doing it. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
funny, because I do have an idea that I want to do a poster like, because I want to start making events for artists for
Mhm,
YouTube and Twitch, and I have an
mhm,
idea for Mario Party,
mhm.
and it's pretty much I'm gonna do like the quick idea because it's still a long way. It's gonna be 4 artists, 5 boards. Whoever wins each of those boards, one artist picks another artist, and they have to destroy the artwork of what they choose. Nothing recent, just something like that you did a year ago or something like that. It's like there's gonna be some stakes to it. And
Mhm,
in my mind, it goes to like what you said with the poster. It's like how cool would it be to have these 4 artists, portrait style, have Mario
mhm.
characters here and there, and then like maybe some of them are destroying artwork or something like that, and it's just like, make it
Yeah,
into, like, an actual far big poster that people could even eventually sell if they want to, and,
yeah. Yeah,
um
and I think at this time, events is definitely what I was thinking about. You know, I've done a few pieces, for,
mhm,
like, little stream events and stuff,
mhm.
in the past. It would definitely I think streamers like kids these days, they don't wanna be movie artists. They wanna be big time streamers. You know,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I really get the sense, especially with things expediting with last year, the current, the internet, streamers, things like that. They're gonna be the movie star. Even the movie stars seem to know it with, them going to YouTube and stuff. Or musicians, big time musicians are going to Twitch now. Um, so I really feel like it's definitely heading that way. So I think it's difficult to justify the cost because it's certainly expensive to do a poster like that of unless it's digital, of course, it costs less. Um, but it would be very, if you have really cool events, like it was like Woodstock of Twitch, and somehow, it would be cool to have like a traditional version of it and it's out there somewhere and somebody would want to purchase that because that was like a really cool event for
Exactly. Exactly.
for the stream, Um, but I think at this time it's a little bit of a hard sell, at least for what I do. It would definitely be
Oh, yeah.
easier digitally.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but because these little events, you got the stream anniversary, you got the birthday anniversary, things like
Yeah,
that. Those are kind of
and
like little isolated events that may not create like life-changing impact things. Maybe they do.
exactly.
It's some people they do,
Yeah,
but not
yeah.
quite yet. I think it's going to get there. I really do. Like not too far off. Um, but yeah, just at this time, I don't think it's quite there.
Yeah,
Maybe with
that's
someone like Dr. Disrespect or something like that. Maybe if it was
exactly.
just like a big show and stuff, and but just yeah, that's kind of my thought
Yeah,
where I'm at on that.
yeah, it's because that's the thing, like, nobody expects that. Nobody seen that, and I'm gonna say it, one opinion, one opinion, it's the artist's fault at the end of the day,
Yes.
because we don't do anything like that. We could, we just didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like that's why it's so hard to comprehend. Like an art event. What do you mean by an art event? Like a gallery event? No, no, no. Like I mean an actual big event where we get a bunch of artists and do a collab, like a big
Hmm.
event. You know what I mean? And I was
Hmm.
like, also like with my Mario Party idea, it's like gaming crossover, art crossing over gaming, and make it fun. As people call it, content. And who does not want to see an artist destroy the artwork, especially if they lose
Hmm.
at a game? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so pretty much like that's and then like and then one of my thought process was like you know how they made Among Us tournaments? Why didn't we make a tournament with scribbles? Free.
Mhm.
Every
Yeah.
artist could use it. Why
Mm-hmm.
didn't we make a small like a tournament with artists with scribbles and
Mm-hmm.
other art games are out there?
Yeah.
Why have you done
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
And that's how we get
Yeah.
more we get more viewership. It's for the artists and then, like the game community will cross over some of the art community because like some like some, especially the new generation, they don't even know that many artists exist, especially on Twitch. We don't have a
Mhm.
tab, you know.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. And
That's
Twitch
right,
is
Shadow.
what's that? Oh,
No,
sorry,
no.
sorry, sorry. Yes, yes,
uh,
yes.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Um,
I have I probably have ADHD. So
no, you're fine.
go ahead. Go ahead.
um, let's see. Yeah, what's weird about art and just how things are, especially like traditional,
Mhm.
maybe digital and stuff, but art's pretty slow.
Yeah.
I think it's a surprise to a lot of people. Mainstream, Twitch is is kind of mainstream like video games and things like that, and I think people, probably most people just happen to fall like accidentally fall into like the art category or whatever. But art's a really slow process, and I think it can be difficult to keep the attention of this type of audience. I don't know. And nothing against this type
Yeah.
of audience, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we come here for something a little bit quicker, faster. Video games, maybe I don't know. I think for the just the art sections move slower. And I think
Right.
that a lot of people appreciate that though,
Yeah.
because you get much more streamer interaction and things like that. People love the small vibe too of the art and the pacing of the art and being able to communicate and things for that reason. Whereas, the gaming section, you may have lesser interaction, because of course you have to pay attention to the game and things are going faster and um, but just in general, in life in general, things are moving really fast. Um, and so, yeah, I've really thought a lot about like how do you speed things up or make things interesting in that way.
Quick guard.
I've kind of added time lapse to the upper corner of my video to kind of show like the art process, like things being made. People have slides and things, and I'll have a time lapse of my artwork being put together in a faster pace for that kind of interest. Time lapse are interesting to anyone and everyone, I think. Um, but it's that kind of pacing that's interesting. There's a little, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know if you kind of see what I'm saying, but
No, no, I see
um,
what you're saying.
it's
Like, I
fun.
see, like the artwork is slow. Like the processing is like takes time to create the artwork to make it nice and good,
It's
look good and very interesting to look at. But
yeah.
yeah. So that's what I'm like. But the thing is, the problem. What's the biggest problem within even YouTube in some cases, but with Twitch, discoverability.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
what these events could help discover artists. Like, oh, these
Mhm.
artists exist. There actually are
Mhm.
some indie developers here, some indie artists like who make like for games and movies and comic books
Mhm.
and freelance artists and stuff like that. So it's like with these events, yeah, there'll be like kind of like quick arts, like art challenges, dribbles. You come up with something quick. The Mario
Mhm.
Party, you just train art. Like
Yeah.
it's just to showcase like a different side of art, different side of artists, and
Yeah.
to get people to come to the side. Like, hey, we're here, we chill, we create art, we just talk about pop culture stuff and all that. You can't really do that when you do in games as much. You know what I mean? Because you're talking about the
Right.
game. Um,
Right. Right. And
and
and it's gonna take someone like what you or, other artists to try something new to even see if
exactly,
that's a thing, It may take
yeah,
a few
yeah,
times. You may be the first one and, it may not go well. Hopefully someone else is inspired by that and it's like, yeah, I'd like to do that and do that and do that. And, it catches on. It's kind of weird. It's a luck thing,
yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
with
It
Twitch
totally
and
is.
stuff.
Yeah, and it.
But
Good.
no, well, what is your thought? Because I was talking about this with somebody recently. They had mentioned I never really thought much about it for a long time. What is your thought on the creative being split? Um, and going into like the art section, the music section, because their perspective, I kind of agree with it. I never really thought about it, but what was really nice about the creative, at least the pro part of it. There's probably some cons too. I don't know what they are right now, but the pro was probably that crossing of different interests. You know, you're checking out music. Oh, there's somebody doing art too. That's interesting. Whereas we're all divided. You know, and you know what you're looking at the categories. And you're like, art. I have no interest in that. I see some purple lady design on this category, and I have no interest in that. You know. Whereas the creative section, you like, okay, I want to check out music. I know it's in the creative. Oh, there's somebody making that kind of art, Yeah, I think it's weird. I think it's difficult when, you're browsing categories, you see someone else's art as the main category. And when art, there's like a bunch of different interests, different types of art, there's the traditional stuff. There's what you're doing. There's the anime stuff. But that browser category, you don't get to be wowed, like be drawn in by anyone's art from the outside. Whereas I think the creative section, there was opportunity. You're looking at thumbnails like, holy cow, somebody's doing, that the street art looking characters. And you don't. I kind of agree with them talking about it yesterday. I never thought about it much, but I didn't know what your thoughts were on the creative versus that art section.
So
Were you here for that? I think you were here for that.
yeah, are you interviewing me
when
now? What's going on? I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, sorry.
No, you're good. No. So pretty much the question is like, what are my thought process with the music and the art section being separate?
Yeah, would you agree that was probably more helpful in discoverability? I mean, it would be nice even along with, some of the
Oh yeah,
enhancements we had with discoverability,
yeah.
having just a creative section instead of being all split up.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that hurt us.
yeah, I mean,
That completely hurt us. When they made the music tab, it
uh,
completely hurt the art section a lot.
yeah.
Especially with since you're asking me, in my opinion, that's the most stupidest thing that Twitch ever done. Especially because we're putting in the face of music industry, and
Mhm.
like it's kind of funny.
That's
Like
what they wanted to do. Yeah, they
was that
definitely wanted.
yeah, was it coincidence that DMC strikes happening while right when the music tab was launched and was
Mm,
put more in forefront? I don't really
mhm,
think so. I think that was like what it broke the line and was like, okay, you guys are doing too
mhm,
much now. Like you guys are putting this in the front now. Like I don't know.
mhm,
Maybe that's where like maybe that's not what it was exactly because there's already been talks a lot about DMC for years, but ever since they put the
mhm.
tab, DMC
Yeah,
apocalypse happened. So is
true.
that coincidence
Mm,
or something like that? It just hurts
right.
us. So it's like the thing is that they should have done. They should promote artists more, and then with the music as well,
Mhm,
because
mhm,
it'll be mixed up, but everybody will be able to grow and do new things and more discoverability. But it's not happening for some reason. I'm gonna make this question like or my answer quickly now because I don't go too long for this, but
yeah.
Twitch put us in the gutter, and that's the most weirdest thing ever because
Mhm,
artists are the backbone of Twitch or in
mhm,
YouTube or anything like that. Who creates the emails? Who creates the graphics? Who creates the alerts? Who creates even the music sounds in some of these streamers and all that? Who creates all that?
mhm,
Oh wait, Twitch just introduced animated emails. Who's gonna create that? Oh, artists are.
mhm,
So like that is so weird that it's just like just keep pushing these guys in the backbone instead of like putting them in the forefront more.
mhm,
You know what I
mhm.
mean nowadays. So it's like that is the weirdest thing ever. It's the weirdest thing ever. I don't understand that and I don't get it. That's why I want to do these events. This is the Think of Artist Podcast. It's the only podcast in art in the whole goddamn Twitch. Twitch has not done anything like that. I remember they did something with GlitchCon, but it was
Yeah.
like, come on.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't want to go too much on a rant, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, who would you think would be more? Sometimes when companies are making decisions, no doubt they're thinking, "Oh, well, they're gonna hang out no matter what." I think artists are kind of there, really. I think more than the gamers would. I think the gamers would quit and go somewhere else if they were kind of screwed over in some way. Whereas the artists, uh, I think we try to make do with what we got a lot and we're very hopeful that we can overcome the boundaries set before us
Hmm.
more than other people. I think we sometimes enjoy the challenge and the opportunity to be creative and overcome whatever restrictions there are. I think it's really fun. I'm sure you experience too when you have a limited palette, you have limited colors, limited tools. When you have the less expensive paintbrushes, I think it's really fun, right? When we can make something out of what may be considered silly, inexpensive paintbrush. We make something so cool in spite of that. So I think I wouldn't doubt they think they know that we will be here still no matter what. I don't know,
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
you know.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Uh,
she just puts it like, no, not anymore. I'm
yeah,
just being honest, like not anymore, because in a day, yeah. Again, I'm not just talking about Twitch because I can't really grow on Twitch as much,
no,
and then
no.
even if you get partnered on Twitch,
Hmm.
you may not be making full time money on Twitch. It's just like,
Right.
be honest, because
Hmm.
you do that with commissions, art boots, etc. You do like all the other stuff that we do. That's the unique thing about artists. You can make other income in other places. Um,
For sure.
it's just like the thing is like it's just like it could work if you just make more events because that's what like the new meta shows like events collabs like you just don't see that a lot on artists. If we do see that in artists, it's just and I don't want to like attacking anybody, but it's just artists, their screen and another artist screen, and they're just drawing. In today's day,
Right.
that's not it's not exciting, right? Because
Hmm.
you need to do
Hmm.
exciting things now, right? That's just the way it is. Like in content creating, you gotta do new stuff, you gotta do get crazy and all that. And so it's like creating actual big events or big collabs or like a more thought process of a collab instead of just having it on the mic and your screen kind of thing.
Right.
It works to a certain extent, especially if you have an audience. But I feel
Hmm.
like in order to get the art section as a whole,
Hmm.
we as a whole have to create art events. Does that make sense?
Yeah. 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 And I think the art section is also weird too. That there's a broad, I would think there's a broader reason for viewership. You know, the art section, kind of like as mentioned before, there's a lot more chat interaction and things.
Yeah.
There tends to be. But also, then there's the crowd who is interested in art and wants to learn about art and learn from the person. So there's that person. Um, and I'm sure there's a bunch of reasons I can't think of. Maybe they, want to share art, their community. They want to be plugged into a community that help them stay accountable and keep on doing art. I think there's a lot of reason, a broader range of audience compared to other sections. Um, music, you go to listen to music, maybe a little bit listen, hang out with the streamer too. Video games, you're entertained by the video game along with the streamer,
Right.
and that may be about it. I could be wrong. I could be a little bit ignorant. But I'm thinking my own reason for going into the game section. Um, but that may be why it's difficult with the art section. Do they want to play art games? Be involved just like joining into a Call of Duty game. Is that the type of group you want to get for art, or
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it you
yeah.
want to get the group that wants to study and learn? You have to, I guess, if you really care about it, you do have to kind of find a middle, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, you have to be entertaining, get community involved, um, and also be able to teach something that or offer some valuable, insight to art or what you're doing. Or I think those are the things. So, which you know, usually what I
Yeah.
find with art streamers myself, it's kind of one area. I'm not
Right.
very
Right,
diverse
right.
in that way personally.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so.
Yeah, I think it's just the main idea of these events or should be more discovered to other artists. Like to be like, hey, there's
Mhm.
an art session. That's the whole point.
Mhm.
And then you find what you want. Oh, I always want to be into art. I always want to learn to art. I never knew these artists existed.
Mhm.
Because
Right.
that's the whole point of these events. It's like it's
Mhm.
not it's just to like put us out there and like, hey, we're
Mhm.
here. We make art. We do all this crazy stuff.
Sure.
We make the emos that you like. You know what I mean? Like, uh,
Mhm.
or but much more than that. And it's just the whole point of it is to get the attention of the gaming community and bring them into the art section as well. That's the whole
Mhm.
point. That's my thought
Right.
process of this. That's what
Yeah.
I'm going. And then from there, that's where you guys can find your, I guess, somewhat students or people are just interested in art in general and stuff like that. They want a different pace and all
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's so bad. At TwitchCon 2019, there's an artist out.
Mhm.
We had our own floor, but there was only one sign and one way to get there. When I talked to people after TwitchCon, people didn't even know there was an artist alley.
Really? Really? That's where I met you, honestly. I know you had a lot of people and things like that, but
Yeah.
I did get, probably 2 or 3 coloring books from you for my kiddo. He already scribbled all over it and enjoyed that, so
You're not helping me
yeah.
my case, man. No, I'm just kidding. No. Seriously, like it was only one way to get into Artist Alley, and
Yeah.
they didn't
Yep.
even know about it. They put
Yeah.
like here's the weird thing. They put their store in front, and then right next to it, they put the signatures for streamers. And so at the back end, there was the Artist Alley, and then the other end was I think was food. Nobody goes to TwitchCon for food. All
No.
right, they're not gonna go
No,
in that.
not there.
People probably thought that whole other side was for food.
Yeah.
People don't go to TwitchCon and buy food for majority of people. Like, hey, I
Yeah.
want to go to TwitchCon and eat their over expensive food. You know what I
You
mean?
know, I would say now that I think about it, only slight counter argument on that
Oh, all right, that's good. That's good.
is that there was the merch right there. So the
Y-
shirts and things like that, the
Yeah,
shirts, I think that helped some. And
but
also meeting the big time streamers, I guess, across the way, right?
yeah,
I think that was
yeah,
the only way to do that. So maybe there was a little bit, but yes, could certainly do better on that for sure.
yeah. And also, guess what? There was also a merch store at the main lobby.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
That did
That's
not
true.
help. That did not help. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like that did
that's
not
true.
help either. I'm just
Right.
saying, like at the because like think about like when you if you're right next to the food, there's not many people gonna go there, right? So there's not many that many crossover people
Mm,
walking because you
yeah.
wanna get the general public because people that are going for to get the signatures, they're going for that streamer only. That's all their
Right.
hardcore stands are. You know, like you're going for them only. Yeah, you may get some people that wandering to the artist alley, but for majority,
Right.
they're just going there. They're just
Mm,
going to the streamer and that's it. They're not even gonna like check the artist alley. That was like
right.
the biggest problem. There's only one way to
Mhm.
get to artist alley. Not everybody's
Mhm.
gonna meet a streamer because there's a big ass line. Two, the
Mhm.
food. Not that many people go for the food. There's a
It's
merch
very
store.
expensive
Oh,
and minimal.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
a merch store already in the bottom section at the main show, and there's those merch
Mhm.
store in the front. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of
Right.
obstacles just to get into the artist alley.
Yeah.
You notice the artist alley. That's what I'm saying. Like it was kind of bad.
Yeah.
Um, and they did the best they could, but they could have done better. And I know like it's just like they could have done a lot better for the artists because there's
Mhm.
also a row behind me. N- Not many
Mhm.
people they I talked to artists there. They told me
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah they told us they didn't even know there was an alley like there's another row behind you like they didn't even
Yeah, I
notice they didn't
know.
even know.
I know. I felt bad for them. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're
It's,
talking about.
yeah. See, so that's the thing that is the problem.
Yeah.
Like this is why we gotta like slap some sense into Twitch. Like this
Who
is
was that? Like,
ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Pam and James were back there, I think.
Yeah,
If I
yeah.
remember.
Skyhook,
Um,
Volpsy, and like they,
yeah. Yeah.
I
Oh,
got some
yeah,
people that
yeah.
they didn't even know there's another art like role for artists in the back
That's
right
right.
there.
That's right. Yeah, I
And
remember that now.
and then in my section there was freaking sunlight coming to my start booth at a certain time.
Right.
So
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like before all the shows, like there's like, oh we're doing a really good thing because we're getting a bigger space, but that actually hurt us more than it actually did more positive because we're at before that. I wasn't an artist alley in that one, but before that, it was actually at the main show. The artist alley was at the main show,
Mm.
but not this time. So
Yeah. Right.
this is what I'm just saying. Like we have the power to be more in the forefront. I'm not saying we have to be like the biggest and all that. I'm just saying we have potential to get more viewership, more content within this Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, whatever social media. We could even go beyond that. I'm just saying, like, I feel like the artists, and I understand in some cases because they don't want to be in the forefront because of anxiety and stuff like that. But I'm
Mhm,
just saying we have a lot of potential being more in the forefront and more
mhm,
of these people viewership and get more people crossovers to us.
mhm.
It's just that
Yeah,
we haven't really done anything to do that, and Twitch has not really helped. They tried with GlitchCon, and I appreciate those like little pushes, but it's just like they push and then silence for a while until they need us
yeah,
again, aka the animated email sound. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So that's
yeah,
what's just my problem with it. That's just my problem with it. And this will be an
yeah.
extra bonus episode because we went a little bit long on that one. You know what I mean?
Sorry. Yeah,
No, no,
yeah,
no.
no, totally fine.
It's good. More content. You know, more content put
For
on
sure.
YouTube and all that. But like, guys, hope you guys check out the YouTube channel. We're actually very close to hitting 400 subscribers.
Nice.
Like,
Dang.
subscribe,
Gosh dang.
a share, a bell button. All that helps out, guys.
Yeah.
The simplest thing is a big help to you know to content creators and artists and all that. A share, a like, subscribe, and bell button. Anyways, so we're gonna go back into the questions. That was a nice
Cool. Yeah.
conversation with Twitch and all that. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems, and hopefully they'll fix it by next year. But how they gonna know if we're not that vocal about it? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
that's why I'm just trying to get more vocal and try to make this show podcast, Think of Artists, to put us more in forefront. Events, put them most in forefront, and stuff like that. Because also, it doesn't have to always be like these type of contests. Because it could be an event. Were you here when they did the Last Guardian art contest on Twitch?
I don't recall. Last Guardian as the game? Is that what
Yeah,
it was based off of?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like with the dog, the little bird
yeah,
dog?
yeah, yeah. With the kid, do you
I've
remember
never
that?
seen
It,
that.
it
No,
was
no,
it,
no. I didn't but maybe I
they did
just didn't get
that.
word of it. The
They did.
algorithm was against me.
Yeah, they did that once on
Oh,
Twitch.
interesting.
They did that
Interesting.
once. A lot of artists did it. A lot of us working on it. Uh, and after that, they didn't do it again. Like,
Hmm.
what if Twitch was like, "Hey guys, 30th anniversary of Sonic. Let's make a Sonic contest." It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be for like a lot of money. It just let's make a
Yeah.
Sonic contest.
Yeah.
Winner gets a package of Sonic games or something. I don't know. Like, it doesn't have to be
Mhm.
something so crazy. It's just that if you make events with artist crossover
Mhm.
with gaming stuff or like anything like that, it will help the art community grow even bigger as well. And also it will get more eyeballs with like maybe some game developers, some like game brands noticing artists more, and who knows, more
Yeah.
sponsorships, more ads, more all this stuff that Twitch actually wants.
Yeah. There was one streamer who had an art contest. He's huge, has a little panda thing. You
Yeah,
probably
but really, yeah,
you know we did that. We did that. I forgot you and I both attempted that.
yeah,
But you got a lot of submissions from that. I was shocked
because people
actually.
want it. People want it. Artists want
Yeah,
to
and
do
I
more
think
contests.
more of that would be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
Uh I forgot totally forgot about yeah.
yeah,
Um
online offline TV did it. OTK recently did it, even though they were kind of a little bit weird with the design choices of
hmm,
what they wanted and stuff like that. But that's just my opinion.
mhm. Yeah.
And but yeah, at the end of the day, either way, whether you like them or not, people want events. People want art events. Artists want
Mhm.
these. They do want these,
Mhm.
and they do want to discover these artists. But it's like, where are they? You know, there's only one yearly with Baru, the Panda one. Uh,
Mhm.
and there's one with like sometimes with online offline TV with their shirt contest, or it was
Hmm.
poster or something like that, and it was the OTK recently. So it's like these
Hmm.
happen here and there, but it doesn't happen more often. I'm not saying it
Right.
has to be oversaturated. I'm just
Mhm.
saying do more.
Mhm. For
That's
sure.
literally it. That's literally it. Yeah, because like one of them, how cool would have been if we did a Final Fantasy contest? You know, when the remake came out, that would have been big. That would have been insane. But anyways,
Yeah.
all right. So like I said, we a bonus episode. Because it was more of a conversation like. let's get back to you, bro.
Yeah, we
Kid,
can even put on tail end or whatever. That is what's cool about YouTube.
yeah,
You
yeah.
you can start Patreon and then have exclusives. That'd
Exclusive,
be
yeah, yeah.
kind of
We'll
cool.
see.
Yeah,
We gotta grow it,
there
guys.
we go.
We gotta get more good clout. I call it good clout because we're not doing anything shady unless we
Right,
have to.
right,
Unless we have
right.
to.
No.
No. In all seriousness, guys, if you guys like it, subscribe to YouTube channel right now. The more eyeballs we get and all this, guys, just not on YouTube and also on Twitch, the more artists I could get, the more help I could do them. Even if they're not meeting them up, but more eyeballs in the art section as well. And more events happening too as well. So that's like this is just the first step, the podcast. And next
Cool.
step is bigger events. All right, so
Yeah.
we're gonna go back to the questions. Because actually we actually kind of already answered one of them, was like, what's the state of art of Twitch? We actually answered
Hmm.
that. It was like, oh,
Cool.
40 minutes and all that. What is your opinion about NFTs? Do you like them? Do you hate them? Do you want to destroy them? Do you want to cancel people that do them? Like,
Yeah, I think I guess indifferent is the best way. It's not something that applies to me so much.
yeah, yeah,
Well, maybe it does, like in a way, actually affects me. But I don't really jump into the digital space, and I know you can take your traditional and make it a digital too, and make that exclusive. But I'm not too knowledgeable on NFTs. The thing, um, in a broad sense, just with anything, is with I really, I think the thing I appreciate about artists is, and I kind of hinted at earlier, is um, just the ability to have some sort of limitation, some sort of if there's an impact that affects them negatively, they have the opportunity, because they have the ability to be creative, think outside the box, and overcome, and not allow that that affect
mhm,
their own success. I enjoy a little bit of limitations at times. I kind of like the challenge because, just as I would root for the underdog, it's just really fun to see somebody who's limited and overcoming those challenges. I think that's just a cool story. But yeah, so any negative impact on NFTs, not concerned about on
okay,
my end,
okay,
because I don't know. I just feel like I'm kind of doing my own thing, and um, yeah. So that's why I haven't dug into it too much,
no, yeah,
um,
yeah.
personally.
Okay, okay.
I think it's very
Uh,
interesting. It's interesting to watch communities and feedback. I love looking at different perspectives, but it's so getting the truth is, and the accurate information is very difficult these days, with algorithm and things, and just how information is catered based on prior searches on the internet and prior exploration on the internet. So it's difficult sometimes for me to really stand firm on information I receive, or stand by information I receive, because I'm not sure if it's the truth so much in that way. Um,
okay.
so that's kind of, yep, that's kind of where I am on
All right,
NFTs,
all right, all
really.
right. Respectable,
Yeah,
respectable.
yeah.
What is the weirdest commission you ever gotten or somebody requested before?
The weirdest commission.
Yeah. In your opinion, like for me, it's like they want me to draw a furry. What do you call it?
Right.
That's just
I've
me
heard those
though.
stories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just me though. That's like it's weird for me, but it's not like weird for other people
Yeah.
to draw and stuff like that. Well, specialize in that. I'm just saying for me, it's like because I don't really do it. You know what I mean? I don't draw that too much of that.
No, I don't think I've had anything weird, but I think the oddest thing to me was I was working on a commission. It was the Joker, the latest Joker with Walking Phoenix.
Uh-huh.
Sorry if I butchered that name. But I was painting it. Didn't see the movie. I was just completely going off the reference and stuff, and is obviously a creepy image and stuff. But I generally go right towards the reference. I don't push things in much, especially when I don't know much about the content or the subject.
Right,
So
right.
I was doing this reference, this big painting of the Joker's face, and I showed it to the client, and they said, uh, "Well, can you make it like less creepy? Because I'm gonna have this in the living room, and I don't know if my girlfriend's going to kind of allow it." I'm like, "You're gonna have it like in this painting and like the space where you may like bring your family and things like that." It's just
Was it this
that's just
one?
very odd to me. Was that?
Was it this one? I think I found it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think I
Let me
found it.
see.
It was the
Uh,
22 by 28.
Yes, it was that
Okay.
one. I
Okay,
I
it's this
stopped the
one,
stream
guys.
on my end only because, just to avoid robot. I don't know if that helped.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but, yes, that is the one. That is the one. Which I really enjoyed it. But, yeah, I was like and I just had to tell him, "Hey, I'm just going right off the reference. I can't make it less creepy." That's just
I
it.
mean, that's the whole point of Joker. If I'm being
Yeah,
honest, you
like,
know?
I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, your girlfriend's probably not gonna like it. I don't know, but it's done, and you gotta pay and things like that. And it was super cool. I didn't say all those things, but it blew my mind that was like, hey, can you make this Joker less creepy? Because we're going. I don't know if she'll allow me to put it in the living room. Um, it
Yeah.
just blew my mind that he wanted it in the living room.
Oh,
But
I
yeah,
mean, if he did, he should have gotten like more of a cartoonist artist. If you wanted
yeah,
less creepy, right? That's just my
yeah,
opinion. Like maybe
yeah.
want because this is good
Maybe
artwork.
the animated series or something.
Yeah, yeah. This is like good at painting, but I understand it's
Yeah.
creepy. But that's the whole point of
Yes.
Joker. You know, that's the whole point.
Yes.
So like, if
Yes.
he wanted like less creepy, he
Good
should have
point.
just gone like a cartoon artist, in my opinion. You know, like
Right.
uh,
Absolutely. I don't know what I don't
probably didn't think
I
about
don't
it
know
too
what he's
much.
thinking there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I haven't had initial I don't recall any
Okay.
initial requests though. Uh like that.
Would you
So
j- would you actually make a realistic furry?
uh um
I'm asking.
so I may
I
not know
want to know.
exactly what if I have an idea of what a furry is, and it's an animal person hybrid, right, of some
Yeah,
sort.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Usually, often sexualized in some way, right? And so,
I guess, yeah. I mean,
no.
I didn't think about that. So you would never pursue it. Just maybe like
I
you
may
want
do
to
something cool. I
like
may do something
commission.
cool.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
non-sexual, not like
Not
non-sexual,
sexual.
not just
I probably would.
the
Yeah, I
character,
would do
but
something like that.
realistic. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like
Realistic and, and good taste and yeah. Yeah, because I do yeah, I would do something. I think that might be a cool challenge for me because
yeah,
I'm not like a super into pet portraits, so
yeah, like
um
Barney realistic.
yeah, yeah.
It's like
So like
something.
Lola Bunny or something,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
There you go.
So well, there you go, guys. If you guys want to commission him. He's open for furry art. He will do them realistically. We don't know what will happen,
Giggity.
but
Right.
it will be awesome. Because I even asked him like, "Hey, bro, you know what would be dope if you take one of my cartoon characters and make them realistic?
Mhm.
It'd be
Yeah,
interesting. It'd be
yeah,
weird. It'd be interesting and weird because like they're not have realistic proportions to the eyes and all that. So I'm just saying like it'd be weird because
yeah.
I never thought about like because I draw all cartoons, but making it into like a realistic character, like more realism. How weird would that look? You've seen those like with SpongeBob, Dragon Ball, and you've seen all those
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
those
Homer
characters.
Simpson and
Yeah, when
yeah,
they
they
look
look
all
funky.
yeah, when they look all realistic and all, they're like, oh my god, it's so weird. And there's a market for it. There is a market for it, and it's like
Oh, yeah, I know. I know. If it's probably one of the ways to get quickly noticed is I think that community is very good at supporting that art
yeah,
when
yeah,
it when
yeah,
it when
yeah,
it
yeah,
when it comes into view,
yeah.
from what
So
I've heard at least. So
well, there you go. Like yeah, so Yeah, furry art is in high demand. So I mean, I'm just saying,
Hmm.
man. Maybe you may want
I
to do
love
one as
her.
a you may want to do one as a joke. Maybe you enjoy it. Maybe you
Yeah,
enjoy it. I
yeah.
don't know. And
When
then
I'm
you
down on
know.
my luck, I will perhaps do something like that. You know.
You never know, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
I will like
Hmm.
in the future if I could commission you, will you be down to do it one of my characters as realistic?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. My son, he's into Plants versus Zombies, and so he did the whole tablet game. And recently we've gotten to like the garden warfare type thing. So it was really cool seeing the 2D made into 3D because they actually make the plants and stuff like super realistic. So
Right.
I was actually like recently very like inspired, like wanting to do something like that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool how they translate that to that 3D form. So or whenever you see like a 2D cartoon Sonic, sometimes it can look really
Oh.
weird. It can look really weird. And then they listen to the internet and then they change it, tone it down a
Uh,
bit.
Him having teeth is so weird. Like, you know.
Yeah, let's make them realistic.
Oh,
Or
it's like
whatever, I don't know.
when my mom says time to crank out that Animorphs. Yeah.
Animorphs, yes.
Yeah.
Wow, yes.
But yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome to do, and hopefully we could do that as a collab, and of course,
Yeah.
as a commission, of course, takes time and all
Yep.
that. But yeah, actually it goes to the next question. How do you price your art?
How I do what? I'm sorry?
How do you price your art? Like, how you go about it? Do you think of hours, or do you have a set price,
Oh,
or stuff like
yeah.
like how do you price your art, like your commissions?
So, started off low. So when I first got into art, I was definitely certainly charging like really, really low for it.
Uh huh.
And that was rooted in probably insecurity or just really not seeing the value in it in a way that maybe it ought to be have been. Um and so over the years, just as get certain clients and how easy they say yes or whatever, I've adjusted my prices since. um but I mostly I'll go off of, I mostly do figures. So I think the major difference, I have a set price for my work, and then you add a person. I do it by complexity. I don't do it
Hmm.
by size or not so much time. Um, I I think in advance, okay, this is how much it is for one person. If you add another person, it's this much, this much. If you have a plaid shirt on, that's super complex. That's going to add some time. Um, and so it's a little vague at times.
Right, right,
But
right.
uh, it's mainly it starts with how many people. Size isn't as big of a deal to me, other than when it comes to commission, because I do relatively larger stuff, and it kind of like 16 by 20 versus a 18 by 24, not that much different to me. The main thing I may change is you mostly find a price difference in shipping. Um, but the main thing is complexity of a piece
Okay, okay.
that's how it scales for me. Because I've heard different things like charged by the inch or charged by the time and things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess in a way it's time for me mostly,
Okay,
but
okay, okay. I will say this. Please ignore the link on the Think About because when you're talking about commissions, it linked up
oh,
my commission link. I'm like, no, no, no,
nice,
no,
nice. I
no,
like that.
no, no, no. That's why I was like, I just like ignore my bot, please. Ignore it, stupid bot. I was so. What would you say is your number one advice for an artist that wants to get into commissions? Like, what is the biggest thing that you want to give it, like a new artist who wants to get into it?
So I think I'm mostly thinking of traditional
Yeah, yeah, traditional
artists.
art. Yeah, yeah, traditional. Yeah.
Um, So I think the main thing is something I wasn't really good at was, and I'm super not into really, is I'm not really into like decorating my house or things or hanging up stuff. One thing I've really gotten into practice with the intent of getting more commissions is with traditional art. Usually it's stuff, right, that people are going to hang or use to decorate or to make sure it's in view in some way. So I think with traditional art, you want to, as much as possible, put your pieces in places that will give your viewers the opportunity to see what your work, how your work impacts the space that it encompasses. So, what I have been more intentional in doing, I have like a space at work, a little office and things like that. Again, I don't like decorating, but it's the opportunity. People come into my office, whether it be associates, whether it be vendors and things like that. To look at my work, see that I paint, oh, you paint? Oh, wow. And sometimes it's just that. It's like, oh, cool, it looks great. And sometimes it's like, man, I gotta get you. I have, Father's Day's coming up. I may get you to paint something. I think definitely putting your art in as many places as possible is super important. It could be a restaurant, it could be whatever. Um, um, that's the main thing, and that's what social media is, right? Is just having the most the your art be seen as much as possible, get the most clicks, the most retweets, and things like that. You want your stuff to spread, but I think the main thing that's really helped me is decorating my home. Family commissions, family sees art, they're like, oh yeah, Russell does art. Maybe he'll, we can do a gift for dad or something. Hey, family commissions, family commission, whatever.
It is what it
Money's
is.
money. Um, and yeah, that's what I would say. If your
Okay,
workplace,
okay.
allows you to hang up your work, I mean, your workplace may appreciate, a few portraits of some people, a portrait of the president of the company or something. Be like, hey, cool, yeah, you can hang that up. That'd be cool. You get people visiting from GMs and presidents visiting from other locations to check out the locations. Like, oh, who painted this of Robert or President? It's like, oh, that was John over there. It's like, oh, cool, wow. Well, maybe we can kind of get him to paint something at all of our locations. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that there's, that's the main thing that I've learned. Even
Okay.
though I hate doing it.
Yeah, it is.
But it's all part of it.
As a traditional artist, I guess another question I think a lot of people are nervous about, especially the traditional art. How do you ship your product?
Um, so I watched, I believe I watched some like YouTube videos on how to do it. But so if it was like a canvas, generally what I do is a little bit of trial and error. Especially you want the best price. I don't worry too much about time as much as price.
Hmm.
But after a few attempts, because when I first started shipping stuff, it was absurd. But there's certain dimensions, whether it be length or width, to where it's like they favor or in height. At
Right,
you,
right.
I do the United States Postal Service. I haven't had any issues. I know people have issues, but I think you're gonna have issues with everybody. Um, but you know, I could ship a 20 by 16 for $15 and pretty much anywhere within the states, and it'll be there within a week. Um, that's not including, of course, cardboard I would use, the boxes. I buy a bulk of cardboard boxes. I get foam, kind of like they're kind of like foam boards,
Yeah, yeah, phone
maybe like
protectors.
poster board type
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
get
yeah.
those from the Dollar Tree, and then I'll make sure to have tissue paper wrapping the 16 by 20 painting, canvas painting, and
Mhm.
then what else? Then I'll do bubble wrap over it, over the 16 by 20. Then I'll sandwich it with the foam boards. They're relatively sturdy. I'll
Right.
make sure the foam boards are cut in a way to where then I can place it into um the box, and so it's kind of just hovering in a way in there, or floating in there. Um, and then yeah, that's generally how I ship the 16 by 20 is kind of the average um, size that's purchased, and that's kind of intentional. So I can buy shipping products in bulk and optimize the expense there,
Okay,
um,
okay.
or
Well,
minimize the cost.
okay. Well, there you go. It is
Yeah.
complicated, but there is YouTube videos you guys can check out and help out with
Mm-hmm.
that. And you can
Oh
always
yeah,
ask
there's good
him
ones.
maybe when he's live and all that too as well. So yeah,
Yeah, you may
because
see some that are like way more than that, and you may find that you
yeah.
won't have to do some's a little bit overdoing it, with when it comes to securing it. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
So, yeah. I mean, it's always a big question, especially for professional artists to really get into it. Like, how do I ship my stuff? I don't want to get it
yeah,
there broken and all that, you know. So it's a big
yeah,
question that I feel like not many people know about or how to do it
no,
very well and all that. So,
yeah,
thank you for
yeah,
telling, thank you for telling the way you do it.
hmm
So I guess this is gonna be like, hmm. I want to ask this question, but I don't know. Like, okay, have you ever caught anybody stealing your artwork? Or like
mm,
you notice that's your artwork on somebody else's like maybe channel post, I don't know, something like that.
no, no, nobody's caught me stealing their artwork. No, no, I'm kidding. I don't know, and mostly because, and I guess I'm half kidding. Most of my stuff is like from references, like movies and things like that.
Right.
So, yeah, if anything, I'm doing stealing of some sort. But, but no, because I don't I've never really made original character or anything like that. So, and no, yeah, no, I don't think I've
Okay.
given anyone even the opportunity to do that.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and for what I kind of do.
Okay.
Um, yeah, someone did copy a picture of my grandmother, but I was like, that's cool. No, I'm joking, but
I mean that's
yeah,
random, but all right. Like you
yeah.
said,
No, but that's what I'm saying. I mostly do family portraits and things like that, so
yeah.
nobody's probably interested in what I do, in that
No,
way.
no,
So
yeah, yeah. Well, it's because like like one of the things I've noticed, like for people that do the type of artwork that you do, they would just steal the whole
mhm.
image and say, "Oh, that's theirs." That's what
Yeah.
I've seen.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
That's what I've
yeah.
seen. So I'm like, have you
Yeah,
ever experienced
no,
that? Like, like, uh,
no, no, not yet, not
not,
yet.
not yet, not
Haven't
yet.
made it, haven't made it yet.
All right, that's when you know you made it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you do
I'm
art
working
booths?
towards that.
Oh, well, there you go. Do you do art booths?
Art boost. No, no, that was my reason for going to TwitchCon, and just as an observer and things like that. Um, that's that's the reason I went there, was to kind of see what tabling and things like that was like, with the intent of doing it the next year. Which
Yeah,
I
yeah,
signed up for
yeah,
Starving Artists. I signed up for a few things at
yeah,
the beginning of
yeah,
the year because that was like the
yeah.
next step for me,
Right.
and we know what happened there. So, um,
Yeah.
but that's the
Uh-huh.
next goal, because I really enjoy Twitch, social media, and things like that.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I'm gonna explode on social media or anything like that. That's not, I don't think, where um I'm gonna, like traditional art really gets to be appreciated in person. So
Oh yeah,
tabling and things like that is
different
super
experience.
important for us. So definitely a focus is that, ending out this year and going into next year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, for me personally, I did my first art booth at the TwitchCon. You met me. It was a
Hmm.
way.
Oh,
It's a better or I guess more different experience when you meet person when you meet someone in person and looking at your artwork. It's a different experience. And
right.
like something to say, I'm like, oh, that was dope. Like, oh, cool. But
Hmm.
like in person, like you see their face expression and you feel it. Like they enjoy it. Uh,
Right.
and yeah, all right, cool. So pretty much we're almost at the end, but now we're playing bingo.
All right. All
We're gonna
right.
we're gonna see how bad you are as an artist. Because this is bad.
Nice.
Artists have it.
Yeah.
Have it. So, we're gonna put you right in the spot, man. That's the way it goes in this
I'm
podcast.
down. I'm down.
So I guess like I said before, I don't think you want to get bingo on this. Uh, and I'm gonna switch right here. I'm gonna share my screen. Hopefully it works this time. and go from there. All right. So like,
Okay.
let me know you can look at it. There you go. Can you see it?
Let's see. Let's see.
Your stream is
Hold
currently
on.
a reduced video. God damn it. My internet's messing up too. Not just you then. Just I'll just talk. I'll just announce it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's weird. That's the first time that's happened.
Excuse-
Okay, it doesn't even want me to start streaming anymore. Okay, whatever. All right, here we go. We're gonna play bingo. Bad artists have a bingo.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to zoom in as much as I can because I want. But I'll say what they're saying.
Mhm.
Uh, zoom in option on Photoshop is so weird right now. There you go.
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go. So free space. Do you procrastinate?
Yes. Yes.
Already best start. Let's
Um.
go. Um, nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, all right. Stupid or unclear file names.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not a very organized person, so names that don't really apply to the piece that happen often.
Has a million ideas but none get realized.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Oh, oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Forgets on art style.
My own art style?
Yeah, like you have a style that you like doing, but you do a lot of experiments, so I guess it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think that one applies so much for
All right,
me
so
on
we'll
that
leave
one.
that blank. And this one,
Yeah.
does not experiment or step out of comfort zone. So I think same thing.
I definitely try some things.
All right. We're getting better. I feel that doing studies will interfere with my unique art style. Quotation marks.
No, no,
All right,
I actually I enjoyed the studies. Yeah.
all right. Craves
Not
attention.
daunting.
Oh, craves attention, but doesn't finish enough stuff or advertise their stuff effectively. Social media, post everything like that
Mm-hmm.
right away, stuff like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, no, that applies to me. Yeah, for sure.
All
I'll
right.
definitely not do what I need to, hashtag and all that stuff, or post at the right time or anything like that. I
Yeah.
don't. I just do it. If I'm done at like 3 a.m., then it's like I'll post it, whatever.
Keeps accidentally drawing on the wrong layer. You do digital, right? Do some digital?
Yes, see, I
Okay.
have done that. Yes, I have done. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely drawn the wrong layer for sure.
All right. Hides body parts that aren't comfortable drawing. Hands, feet, etc.
I haven't done. I've definitely done that in the past. All my characters in high school have like their hands in their backs, behind them, or in their pockets. But I haven't done that lately. No,
Okay,
that's not something I do.
so that doesn't apply to you. You grew
No,
out of the habit. I
I
saw.
did. I did.
Uh,
I did.
I still do that. Forgets to save regularly.
Forget the what?
Forgets to save regularly.
Yes, definitely, definitely. I remember the channel yelling at me to save often. So
Jimmy, please. No, because he's like, I would have gotten a bingo the whole second round.
yeah, yeah.
Never finishes anything.
Uh, no, I think I finished pretty much
A lot of the
everything
stuff.
that I was gonna
Okay.
start on. Yeah.
All right. All right. Run the third row. You're doing good. You're doing good. Nothing too crazy yet. Doesn't
Yeah.
utilize all available art tools, custom brushes, keyboards, shortcuts. You know.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'll definitely be set in my ways. I won't utilize it'll be very difficult to branch out for
So
the sake of improving, for sure.
a mark. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Lacks motivation often. Burns out. Too sad to draw.
Um I don't think I could say there's so much, not this time. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Only just with specific angles, profiles, 3/4, etc.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm pretty intentional on what angles I do. Yeah.
All right. All right. Disorganized art folders.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Ooh, almost a bingo on that row. Almost what? Like off one square. Avoid drawing backgrounds.
Yes, I do actually. I've tried to be a bit more intentional, but ultimately, yes, I do avoid those.
Okay, here we go. All right. Disregards personal health in favor of drawing, like a breaks, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. All
yeah,
right.
definitely.
All
definitely.
right. All right. Accidentally saves over the wrong version of file. Wait, didn't we just say that already?
Hmm.
Wait.
Probably no. I think wasn't it
Oh
different.
no no oh
No,
no no it's
the
different. It's
last one
different.
was layers.
Yeah.
I
This
think
was
layers
this.
based.
Yeah, you saved it the wrong
Saving.
file. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely guilty of that with the tech stuff. Yeah.
I don't know why I got confused in this time. I did it. I've been doing this like 3 times in a row. I don't know why this time I got confused. It's so weird. My brain is weird. Hates asking for or accepting help and advice.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, not
Wow.
good. Not good at advice. Yeah.
Lines too sketchy or sloppy.
What was that? Sorry.
Lines too sketchy or sloppy.
Mm, yeah, yeah. I would say so.
Gonna move on. We're not. Nah, bingo. Bro, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Perfectionist too self-critical.
um,
Like you judge yourself too much.
man,
You want to be perfect.
I think I've improved so much on that. I have to say no at this time, just because where I used to be. Yeah.
He avoided another bingo. Saw that you cheated. No, I'm just kidding.
Uh,
All right. Can I accept compliments up to deprecating? Can I accept compliments?
um, no, I've gotten good at that too.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
gotten better about that, especially with
Uh.
Twitch. Very nice people.
Okay. Doesn't spend enough time planning or sketching.
Yeah, that's true. I don't spend enough time. Yeah.
It's same face syndrome, which is that.
Yes.
It does apply to you.
I'm thinking it's what is it like?
You do the same type of
Just
eyes, mouth, stuff like that. Like you have like a
yeah,
specific way you do them. Like you.
yeah. I think I'm
That's
more drawn to. I mean, just male figures, male faces, and things that I tend to be drawn towards. So yeah,
so same.
for when it
Okay.
comes to
Okay.
drawing, they're just easier for me for whatever reason. So
Women are hard, man.
yeah,
Life and an art.
yeah.
um, Forgets to actually post finished stuff like right away. Like you make a couple days, or do you post right
No,
away?
I'm usually pretty eager. Kind of like I said earlier, was um, I mean, if it's 3 a.m., I'm done. I'm eager to post it. So, um, yeah, I wouldn't say that one applies so much.
Well, you avoided another
I've seen those
bingo.
posts that are like, I saw a post today where it was like, I finished, it was an amazing piece too. And it's like, I forgot to post this one like a year ago. I'm like, what are you talking about? How could you forget to post? It probably happens though, but to me, that just blew my mind because it was a gorgeous piece. And it's like, I would have been so eager to show that off. So,
Okay.
um,
Well,
yeah.
you avoided another bingo. God damn it! But you got one. Woo!
Nice. Which row?
Congratulations.
I do have it frozen on the card without any
Oh,
placement. Is it fourth
fourth
one, right?
row.
Fourth
Fourth
row?
row.
Yeah.
Avoid drawing banks.
Very good.
That you got that one. You almost got two other bingos, and the one was perfectionist, too self-critical, and forgets to actually post finished stuff. If you got in those two,
Mm,
you got in 3 rows in bingo.
nice.
So how do you
Nice.
feel? You got bingo of being having
Uh,
bad habits.
I feel like the best, worst artist ever.
Woo! Oh man. All right, cool. So that was bingo. Uh, where we're gonna do the next one? Yeah, you damn well we're gonna play this game. Because I'm not putting myself in front. We're gonna put it in you guys. It's all about you guys.
Uh,
Uh, and yeah. I mean, we got one had like maybe 2 bingos. One we even had one had 3 bingos. So everybody has a lot of bad habits, but it doesn't mean that doesn't mean it makes you a bad artist. We just had bad habits, and we could work on it,
all
guys.
right.
Not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But yeah.
Hmm.
So there you go, guys. Your artist has a lot of bad habits. Human,
Yep. Yeah.
human too.
Baggage.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Really, we got one final question
Cool.
to ask, and then after that, we just got the feedback section. Pretty much like a quick one. Um, so the last one is pretty much a summary of everything that we talked about. What do people need to know about you, about how you think, and why you create to understand and appreciate your artwork? Pretty much a summary.
Hmm. I think the main thing for my art that I really try to do, whether it be a commission for a person or scene and things like that, I definitely, just as movie posters, we're supposed to, you have, Indiana Jones. We want to make, you know, Harrison Ford look more handsome, more adventurous, more manly, or whatever, or just want to bring out the qualities that um, I just really want to make sure that people see the best side of themselves, or just with my works. I really enjoy the time when I've done this. I was actually working with a community poster, and I really enjoy the time when I get to draw these people that I've come to really enjoy, and have supported me, or made art easier, and being able to spend time on them and reflect on them. And I really enjoy how things slow down with art, with drawing, and just the distractions. Things get quieter when drawing, and I think what I want most people to get most out of my art is how much I appreciate the people that I'm drawing. I enjoy Luke Skywalker. He's a huge impact to me. I enjoy drawing my son. Um, he, I don't think I'd be doing art without, if it weren't for his existence and that gift. And yeah, so I think that's what I would like people to get out of my art is people look at it, it's like, wow, that person must be really amazing. Maybe not tied to myself, but it's just like that must I kind of want to meet that person, or I love, you know, the couple that were drawn here. They're so in love, or um or the father and the son hanging out. They must have the best relationship ever. I think that's the main thing for my works.
All right. Well, that's a pretty much good summary of all that. And the last question for Mars: what do you thought of the show? Any feedback? Hate it, love it, rate
No,
it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love the questions because I don't I tend to stay away from that on talking about it on, at least on my channel, is a little bit more family friendly and just want to chill, and it's a little bit lighter in that way. I love talking about this stuff though. That's
Yeah,
the
I've been
that
noticing
is
that.
the thing. I love it. I take it out on Twitter sometimes, honestly. It's kind of my
Yeah,
only place I could talk about it.
yeah.
But I appreciate the opportunity to talk about some of the really interesting subjects. Though I don't look into NFTs as often, I
Right.
really enjoy that conversation and hearing a perspective on it. What is art? I love that. I loved all the questions. I had a blast, honestly. I can't believe it's freaking 12:30 on my end.
Yeah, yeah. So that's
But
how. Yeah, try
but
going this long, but
loved it, really enjoyed it. I don't have any feedback other than it may be fun to do, what is art for multiple things. That would maybe a fun thing in the future. So
right. Also, a proposal. Will you marry me? No. Um, would you be down to do an art collab where you do your style with a painting of like your favorite franchise, something like that, Star Wars and all that, and then I put my characters on the other side, like a poster, but it'd be really wacky and weird because I'm putting my cartoon
mhm.
characters. Will you be down to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah,
I
yeah,
I, I
something like cool, thought out. I'm trying. I already have like, yeah, no, that'd be. I love that contrast. Would be super
it'd,
cool.
it'd be weird, cool, like
It'd be
interesting,
like
right?
the weirdest Space Jam poster ever.
Exactly. And I mean, of
The
course, and
Roger
then
Rabbit, maybe.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I actually been wanting to do that for a while. I'm actually doing a project right now with like photos. I'm putting my characters on them. It's I fully have time to like fully go on them right now. And I'm like, I've been wanting to see like do a realistic artist with my cartoon stuff because it's always interesting and weird. right? Like it's always instant
Yeah.
and weird, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you're ever down to do that, let me know. We can start planning it out. Like
Absolutely.
pick an iconic poster and go from there. Like
Yeah.
it's all serious and the cartoon's all weird with a big ass tongue and like coming out of
Yep.
nowhere.
Yeah. No, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah,
And
we're both acrylic based. I think the mediums
yeah,
we'd work in would be work more than fine. So would be
yeah,
great.
yeah, exactly. So, and this is another thing I'm gonna try out because of you. I'm gonna try my acrylic with my color pencils and see how that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of effect I could get that, like I never tried it. Never thought about
Yeah.
it. I actually never thought
Yep.
about doing that. So, yeah, so this was fun. Like I said, guys, if you guys check
Absolutely.
out the YouTube channel, we're getting
Hmm.
close to 400 subscribers. Remember, guys, it's just a like, a sub is a big help, and especially when new episodes come out, which is it's always a week after today is when we upload the episode. I always add a teaser to it. I always tag the artist, and at the end of the day, also if the artist wants the video, they're more welcome to have it, cut it, and post on their own content as well, and
Cool.
do all that kind of stuff. So it's just not like for my own, but the more people we get, guys, the more events we could do, the more bigger podcasts we could do, and bigger things we could do. But yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Maybe we'll do that collab. We could talk about it more. We
Yeah.
do have another episode that I guess to kind of come up with this is we will find like the weirdest art throughout history, and and are we gonna say is this art and why? We have to
All
defend
right.
it. We want to
There we
defend
go.
it. Why we call it art? Because
Yeah.
earlier, you're not the first one, but this is my first time thinking about it. It's like uh, anything is art. So I
Hmm.
was so like it kind of brought me to like if you actually believe that, I want to say like how far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not like
Absolutely.
too much put them in the spot, but just like how far do you think like anything is art kind like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I think, taught in school, you taking those SAT tests or those math problems, the all or everything, you gotta watch out for those words because, something there could, do you really mean all? Do you really mean everything? Because
exactly.
yeah, so
Yeah,
could be a false claim.
so we could start that up like in the future. It could be recorded. It could be a bonus episode just for YouTube. So that's
Mhm.
more than hey guys, check the YouTube channel. Check it out. And yeah, maybe in the future I'll start doing Patreon, all that stuff. But I just want to grow the community, grow the podcast, go do more collabs with artists, and have fun and do all that kind of stuff. And trust me, guys, I have more plans. I have more event plans, like a collab artist coloring book. But yeah, so
Heck
there you
yeah.
go. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. This is just for YouTube. So please give me the record. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching. Press the like, subscribe. Thank you guys again so much. Thank you again for being here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, my
And
pleasure. Yeah, thank
keep a lookout for 2 videos. The bonus episode about Twitch, because damn, we went hard on Twitch today. And then the
you.
regular interview, regular interview, and then keep a lookout for the collab, and also the other collab with the checking other artworks of like Instagram, with, like is this considered art? I'll make that into a new show. Is this considered art? And we'll probably do that a couple of times with other artists and all that. We'll never know. I love doing this. I love doing this. I think it's a good entertainment. But like you said, this gives a platform for artists to talk about this stuff because they know if they talk about this stuff in a weird way, people are gonna leave because they don't want to like they have a certain vibe what they want to bring to the stream, right? Or to the content
Mhm.
stuff, and I completely understand that. So, like you said, this is a good way for them to talk about all this stuff. If you guys are instead of any artists of what they went through and what their opinions about other things, controversial stuff, they're all in previous videos, guys. We're already close, like we're like getting close to like 10 episodes already. We're getting there already,
Dang.
and is
Wow.
I'm very proud of it, and grow from there. All right, let me end the recording.